This meeting is being recorded.
I'll just go off my volume. Okay, we're gonna start now. Okay, good afternoon. My name is Mason Lewis. I am part of HHSD's prevention team. We're having this presentation to promote children's dental health and also as adults and elders. And I would like the prevention team to introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marina Van Pelt, and I'm a health promotion prevention specialist here at Acoma. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Hi, so you have to apologize. Me and Marina, we also share an office, but my name is Stephanie Oyenki, and I just came on board to the prevention team in December. And so thank you to the dental employees for coming and supporting our events. And we're really excited to have collaborated with you this month. And thank you to the community members who are listening in. Go ahead, Josh.
Hi, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Yes, good. My name is Joshua. I am a prevention health promotion specialist here with the Pueblo of Acoma. I'm here to support my peers in their endeavors with the dental health, as well as thank you to NAPPR for your association with everything that you've collaborated with us leading up to this point. So we appreciate everybody's attendance. I'm excited to learn a lot, hear a lot of things, and definitely everybody, please get involved, ask questions, and have fun. Thank you.
My turn. Hi, my name is Julian Lewis. I work here as one of the prevention team. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about this presentation. I'm excited to do all of this with my team and come together and watch the community as they do these little games for prizes and stuff. So it's really fun. So yeah, hopefully we have a great meeting. It's very nice to meet all of you. And let's get this going.
So we're going to have Alice and Allie from NAPPR introduce themselves, and they're going to be the ones presenting dental health information.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for having us here. My name is Aliandra Maes, and I am a registered dental hygienist and the director of the Albuquerque Area Dental Support Center, which is one of the programs here at NAPPR.
Hi, my name is Alice Pecos, and I am the Oral Health Outreach Coordinator for the Dental Support Center here at NAPPR in Albuquerque.
Should Alice go ahead and start sharing her screen now?
Yeah, Alice, go ahead. You can share your screen. For the participants who are in here, can you please write your name and your mailing address privately to me or in the chat publicly, just so we can get you incentives.
All right, great. We're ready to get started. Thank you again for the invitation to join you today and provide this oral health presentation. Today, we will go through some general oral health information, and we'll have some time to answer any questions that you may have at the end. So please feel free to type your questions into the chat box, and we'll monitor that at the end as well. Next slide, please. All right, so as we mentioned, February is National Children's Dental Health Month. And many of you have children, so we'd like to start with the importance of caring for those baby teeth right from the beginning. On average, the teething process starts at around 4 to 6 months old, but it's perfectly normal for it to be a little later, around 12 to 15 months old. We recommend taking your child in for a dental visit by their first birthday or sooner if you have any concerns. These early visits are helpful to protect your child from getting cavities. It's important to find a dental home where you and your child feel comfortable. Before the first tooth comes in, you want to get your baby used to cleaning their mouth and remove any sugar that's left behind from their milk or food by wiping their gums with a soft washcloth or a finger toothbrush. Then, as the teeth come in, be sure to lift their lip to brush along the gum line and remove all the plaque. Plaque is that sticky mixture of food and bacteria that's constantly growing on our teeth. You should also avoid the habit of your child keeping the bottle in their crib or bed, since drinking a bottle that has anything but water throughout the night can cause cavities. These cavities usually start on a child's top front teeth. Constantly using a sippy cup with sugary drinks, especially juice or soda, can have the same effect. Regularly check your child's teeth for any white or dark stains that can be a sign of cavities. The health of your teeth and gums affects your overall health. Unhealthy teeth and gums can put you at higher risk for many medical conditions, including diabetes and heart disease. Keep in mind that not only do our teeth help us eat nutritious foods, but they also affect the way we talk and show our emotions. Keeping our teeth healthy means less time away from work and school because of toothaches. Tooth pain can cause problems learning at school and not sleeping well at night. All of these issues can impact a person's growth and overall self-esteem. This is why teaching our children how to take care of their teeth will help them stay healthy throughout their lifetime. Next slide, please. There are 3 steps to a healthy mouth: brushing and flossing, regular dental visits, and choosing the right foods. So this next activity will help us learn the right way to brush and floss. Next slide. You want to start with a soft bristled toothbrush. Medium or hard bristles can be too rough on the gums. Then you want to angle the toothbrush toward your gums. When all your teeth are present, it should take 2 minutes to brush. Follow a pattern so you don't skip any spots. Children will need your help to do a good job brushing until they are around 8 years old. You want to use fluoridated toothpaste. For children under 3 years old, you just need a small smear of toothpaste about the size of a grain of rice. For those over 3 years old, all we need is a dab about the size of a pea. You want to brush in circles along your gums and take your time. You want to brush all surfaces, including the cheek side, the inside, and the chewing or top surfaces of the teeth. And don't forget to brush your tongue. You don't want to be afraid to use the floss. You simply wrap the floss around your fingers and floss between each tooth. You just keep the floss moving up and down, front and back between each tooth and under the gums. It's easiest if you make a C shape with your floss to make sure that it's going between each tooth and under the gums. And hug each tooth twice before you go to bed. Adults and children can also use flossers with a plastic handle like the red one here on the slide. Next slide, please. To a young tooth. Baby teeth will eventually fall out, but until then, they are there to hold the space for our permanent teeth. If we lose a baby tooth too soon because of tooth decay, it can cause our other teeth to shift and may cause crowding and the need for braces. So, teething is not just for babies. It happens until all of our permanent teeth come in. So until then, there's a mixture of baby teeth and permanent teeth that we need to care for until around the age of 12. In addition to brushing twice a day and flossing at night or at least once a day, there are other things to protect our teeth from cavities. Fluoride is nature's cavity fighter and can be found in the water we drink, in toothpaste, and a stronger version that we get at our dental visits. Sometimes your dental provider will brush on this sticky vitamin for our teeth or have us bite on a tray full of fluoride foam or gel. Sealants can also be easily applied to our teeth by a dental provider. Sealants are a liquid plastic that is brushed on the deep grooves of our back teeth and then hardened with a special light. This keeps food and germs out of spots that can easily get cavities. Next slide. So this image here just shows some examples of the stages of decay. As you can see, the first image shows healthy teeth, and sometimes white stains will develop along the gum line that can easily turn into cavities, like you see in the picture that shows mild decay with the brown spot between the teeth. We also have an image of moderate decay, and at this stage, it definitely requires some dental treatment for the child. And we want to avoid it getting to this stage or the severe decay stage. When it becomes severe decay, sometimes a child has to be hospitalized and put under general anesthesia to repair the damage from the cavities. So now I'll turn it over to Alice to go over some more information.
He's ready to go, then he has his
my forever teeth, which are also known as your permanent teeth. Once all of our permanent teeth have erupted, we will have a total of 32 teeth. This includes our wisdom teeth. Each one of these 32 teeth will need us to take care of them. We also need to remember to take care of our gums as well. If we don't brush and floss properly, we often leave food and bacteria behind. If this happens, sugar and bacteria can mix with acids which are in our mouth and can cause cavities. Bacteria can also cause more than cavities. It can cause gingivitis and periodontitis. You may notice bad breath, red puffy gums, bleeding when you brush, loose teeth, or sore teeth. Gingivitis and periodontitis are infections in our gums. The good news is that we can prevent and care for this disease with good oral hygiene and visits to our dentist. Our medications may also cause decay. Some medications that we take for other health issues can cause dry mouth. If we do not have saliva, which is a natural cleanser for our mouth, bacteria can hold on to our teeth easier, which will make it easier for decay or cavities to develop. To make sure that we are taking care of not only our mouths, but our bodies as well, we need to have good oral hygiene and good nutrition. Drinking water is a great way to start your day and to make sure that our bodies are well hydrated. We should try and drink at least 64 ounces of water each day. Eating our fruits and veggies is another way that we can help stay healthy. Eating healthy foods like this will ensure that we are getting the vitamins our bodies need. Be adventurous of foods and try to eat the rainbow. Try new foods of a different color. Limit your carbs, which can often turn into sugar. Carbs are usually the color of the clouds, which are white. Carbs can turn into sugar and can help aid in the development of decay and other health issues. Make sure to watch out for those sticky foods like raisins, fruit snacks, crackers, and juice with added sugars. So let's do some really quick math here. We need to have water, and to the water, we need to add our fruits and veggies. Adding in brushing and flossing, plus a dental visit and exercise. These all equal a happy, healthy body. We can all do it. Remember that when we brush our teeth, when we brush our teeth twice, we need to also floss. We need to brush our teeth twice, once in the morning and before we go to bed, adding flossing to our bedtime routine. It's important to floss so that we get all of the day's bacteria and food from in between your teeth. Make brushing and flossing part of your daily routine. For children, you can use songs, videos, brush together with them, or make it a contest between siblings using a brushing chart. This will help children learn that it can be fun to be healthy and not a chore. It should take us all 2 minutes to brush properly. Remember to limit our sugar intake each day. We want to feed our bodies, not the sugar bugs that are in our mouth. They love when we feed them more sugar, sticky foods, and sugary drinks. Everyone should take some time to visit the dentist twice a year. This is a great time to ask questions or any concerns that you have. And don't forget to ask for your fluoride treatment. We are all role models. Kids often do as they see. We want to show them that oral health is good for you and your family. As a role model, we want to make sure that we have a clean and healthy mouth so we don't spread our bacteria to our children or other family members. We can show them that eating the rainbow can be fun and an adventure. Create healthy habits for your family and yourself. We would like to thank you for joining us for our presentation. Now let's go on to answering any questions that you may have.
So everyone here, this is a great opportunity to ask any questions you have related to dental health. So I guess my question would be like, what are signs that maybe like your gums aren't healthy, or that you may have some form of gum disease?
I can go ahead and answer that question. Definitely one of the first signs is that you have your bleeding gums. So when you brush, your gums are not supposed to bleed. I mean, if you think about it, if you were to get your hairbrush and brush your hair, if your head started bleeding, you would be alarmed. So the same thing is true with brushing your teeth. If your gums are bleeding, that's one of the first signs. Another thing is if you have any inflammation of the gums. So you'll notice that they get kind of puffy and red, because gum disease can be kind of one of those silent things that you may not see symptoms of. So it's good to go in for your regular dental treatment so that they can remove any of that plaque. And as the plaque stays on our teeth longer, it hardens and becomes tartar. And we can't always just remove that with our brushing and flossing at that point. It has to be removed with the special instruments that we use at the dental office.
I have a question. So I know what gingivitis is. What was the other one and what is it?
Periodontitis is a more severe form of gum disease. So if you have gingivitis where the gums are red and puffy, that can be reversed by good brushing and flossing and regular dental visits and dental cleanings. But once it becomes periodontal disease or periodontitis, it starts to affect not only the gums, but also the bone that supports our teeth. And so it can cause some bone loss, and then that can lead to the teeth becoming loose. And so you can actually lose your teeth from not only cavities, but also from gum disease. And so that's why if you do have periodontal disease, your dental provider may recommend that you go in more frequently for dental cleanings, because those are deep pockets that are around the tooth and under the gums where bacteria and that buildup can develop. And they have to go in and remove that buildup with the special instruments that they have. And so they may recommend a deep cleaning and more frequent cleanings.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, good question. Thank you. Any other questions?
Go ahead, Michelle. I see your hand is raised.
So I've heard both like good and bad things about fluoride. What would you advise?
Sorry, Alice, I don't want to hog all the questions, but if you want me to answer or you want to answer, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Well, with fluoride, as dental providers, we do recommend fluoride. Fluoride is a naturally occurring mineral. And like I said, it is nature's way of preventing cavities. So as dental providers, we do recommend using toothpaste with fluoride. But as with everything, everything in moderation. You don't want to have too much fluoride. So, once your child is old enough to spit out the toothpaste, you do want them to spit it out, and you want to avoid, letting them get to the tube of toothpaste and ingesting too much of it. So those are our recommendations. I know that it can be a little bit controversial, but as far as all of our studies show, fluoride is actually very beneficial in preventing cavities. And that's why so many communities have added it to the water, and so that we have fluoridated water that people can drink as well to help prevent cavities. It's only if it's in very extreme amounts, very high levels of drinking water usually, that it may cause a little bit of that brown staining on the teeth. That's called fluorosis, but that's very rare that we see that right now, since the water is a little more regulated. If you have well water, it's good to have your water checked for the fluoride levels that you have in your well water. Thank you so much for all the good questions. And that's why, sorry, I wanted to add on to that too, with the fluoride toothpaste, that's why we recommend that you use just a very small amount for children that are under 3 years old, because they won't be able to spit it out. So if you're using just a smear, they won't be ingesting a high level of that fluoride.
For me, do you have any more other recommendations, like any toothpaste, toothbrushes that you highly recommend? And also for that, would you also recommend any using in whitening products for your teeth? Because I know there's a lot that say like they scrape away your enamel, and I would like to know what are some products that we should be cautious of.
I can speak about the whitening toothpaste. We don't recommend getting whitening toothpaste or whitening your teeth, because it can demineralize your enamel, and once your enamel is gone, it doesn't really grow back. And it can also harm your gums, because it does have bleach and peroxide in there. So if you have too much whitening agent, it could actually damage your gums and your teeth, and it'll cause sensitivity.
It's always best to speak to your dentist or dental provider and ask them their recommendations that are specifically for your needs. They may recommend something or do a professional whitening treatment like in the dental office, but like Alice mentioned, you do have to keep in mind that it frequently causes sensitivity from the whitening. So that can be something to consider if you already have sensitive teeth. And as far as the toothbrushes and toothpaste recommendations, whatever you think works best for you, as long as it is a soft bristled toothbrush, as I mentioned earlier. And another thing that works really well are the power toothbrushes. Those are more effective in removing plaque than just the manual toothbrushes. So if you're able to and have access to power toothbrush, those are a great option too.
Go ahead, Josh.
Thank you. I have a question. In terms of seniors, a lot of grandparents I know are guardians for a lot of our younger generation, and I think they're active or being proactive in promoting dental healthcare. But in terms of seniors, I know we really emphasize a lot on the younger demographic as well as the middle age, but our seniors tend to get in a kind of put off on that subject. So is there any prime recommendations or I guess suggestions in terms of promoting their own dental health well-being?
Sorry, I wasn't sure if Alice was going to go ahead, Alice, and I'll go after you.
We want to remind the seniors that it is important for them to take care of themselves. I know that there's we always think of like getting older, we need dentures, but that can't be the case for everybody. But for those that do have dentures, it's important for them to take care of their oral health. Just because you don't have your teeth doesn't mean that your oral care stops. We need to make sure that they're also taking care of their gums and the tissues that are inside of our mouth. So even for a senior, we need to make sure that they're wiping down their gums or rinsing out every time that they're done eating, or at the end of the day when they're going to bed. So it's really important for them to also keep in mind about their own oral health, not just everybody else. You know, like I said, it's important for them as well. We need to make sure that their gum tissues and their other tissues are still healthy. And it'll also teach them, you know, if we find a sore inside their mouth and they have dentures, it's okay to go to the dentist and ask them to help you fix your denture. You know, your mouth is always changing and it's never going to be the same. So when you do have dentures, it's really important that they get to the dentist just as much as an adult with all their teeth, because they can also develop sores inside their mouth, which can lead to different problems down the line. So it's really important that we keep encouraging them to continue their oral hygiene.
And as Alice mentioned during the presentation, our seniors can be on more medications that can cause dry mouth. And so that's another issue that can cause problems with the gums and the tissues becoming inflamed and irritated. And if they do have any existing teeth, you know, like Alice mentioned, that can cause a higher risk of cavities on the teeth as well. And then sometimes they have more recession of the gums, and it's easier for a cavity to start on the root surface of a tooth. It's a little bit of a softer material than the enamel of our teeth. So that's another issue that can be addressed by their dental provider, and they can either repair that cavity on the root surface of the tooth, or they can put something to relieve any sensitivity that they're having there.
Thank you, Josh, for your question. Are there any other community members who have any questions about anything dental health that's open for discussion?
I have one more question. So my question is, I understand like there's electric toothbrushes for children too, but I have a 3-year-old, and if you would advise like what age would be a good age to start electric toothbrushes? Because I know the manual toothbrush, it kind of helps with their fine motor skills, but just a recommendation.
Yeah, that's a great question. And, you know, a lot of the power toothbrushes will say for ages 3 and up, but usually what we find is that it's good to maybe start a little bit later, like around 6 years old, because like you said, they are still kind of developing those fine motor skills. And, you know, with the power toothbrush, you still want to make sure that you're helping them to make sure that they're getting all of the areas, including along the gums. You know, sometimes they kind of just hold it in the same place, or, you know, don't get in all the areas that they need to. That's, you know, with the power toothbrush or the manual toothbrush. But I think that's a great question. The benefit with the power toothbrush sometimes too is that it maybe has like a built-in timer, or it plays music or has lights. So that kind of keeps them a little more engaged during the brushing process too. These are all really great questions. You guys are doing an awesome job, and I'm glad that you have those incentives coming with the electric toothbrushes. I saw that in the chat.
I have a question too, just because I have family members who are like this, but the anxiety of going to a dentist, if you haven't been there for a couple years, like what are words of advice you could give people? Because I know that's an actual fear of the dentist, and especially if you haven't gone in a while and you know you need work done. What are encouraging words you guys could say in your experience working with this?
I'm already unmuted, so if you want me to go first, I can. You know, dental anxiety is definitely a real thing, you know, and unfortunately, I know so many people have had a traumatic experience or just, you know, have that anxiety. And so it is important to talk to your dental provider about that because they may be able to do things, you know, differently or provide you with something that will be helpful. Like sometimes they can use nitrous oxide during your dental treatment, or recommend some kind of relaxation techniques, like maybe allowing you to bring in your AirPods or your, you know, your music to listen to. So there are different techniques that we can use, but it has to be kind of a two-way conversation that you have with your dental provider about, you know, what fears that you do have so that we can work with you to make it a more enjoyable experience. And just to keep in mind too, that, you know, a lot of times it's caused from something, you know, a dental experience that was maybe traumatic as a child. And so that's why we really want to stress how important it is for prevention for children, because if you start those good habits early and you're taking them to their dental visits regularly, instead of, you know, for either your children or for yourselves waiting until you have dental pain or a dental problem, you know, then it's a little bit of a different experience having to have dental treatment versus going in for your regular cleanings and checkups and preventing those problems.
Yep.
I have a question. Is there what foods would you recommend that are good for your dental health, and any other foods that that you wouldn't recommend if you were to go overboard on in regards to your dental health?
I think eating fresh is better. If we go to the grocery store, you know, if we take a look from like a bird's eye view of the grocery store, a lot of the fresh fruits and veggies and the stuff that's supposed to be good for you is along the edges or the walls of the grocery store. So I would recommend shopping along the edges first, because you might notice that there's more processed foods in the middle of the grocery store where all the aisles are. So if you go along the edge, you know, you're going to shop a lot healthier, and those foods that are along the edge don't really have too many carbs in them, and they're better for you for overall health.
And, you know, it can be tricky. You know, sometimes we give our children or have snacks for ourselves that we think are healthy snacks. And, you know, there's hidden sugars everywhere in sports drinks. You know, we give that to our kids during their soccer games thinking that's a healthy option. And there's a lot of sugar and acid in those drinks as well. And then even with 100% natural fruit juice, it's always better to have the fresh fruit versus the juice, because there is so much sugar and acid in the juices. And if children do have juice, it's best to water it down so that it's half juice and half water so that it doesn't have as much sugar. And then, you know, a lot of times, as Alice mentioned in the presentation too, we give children snacks throughout the day. And so you want to kind of limit how frequently that you have snacks. You know, things like crackers, cookies, dried fruit, you know, sometimes those are given as snacks throughout the day, and that's constant sugar that's kind of sticking to the teeth and can cause problems down the road. So, you know, those should be limited as well. And then just encourage children to drink and adults to drink water throughout the day and not constantly sip on coffee or sodas. Anything like that is constantly bathing the teeth in sugar as well.
So speaking of sugar, could you explain an acid attack, like why we should wait 30 minutes to brush our teeth after we're eating?
So an acid attack is basically having your bacteria and adding those sugars that you ate throughout the day. So if you had Cheetos or if your kids have Cheetos, you're gonna add sugar to that. Of course, the Cheetos already have sugar, but throughout the day, you know, you're snacking. And so you're already gonna have sugar inside your mouth. Plus we have our bacteria that's inside of our mouth and our natural acids within our bodies. So combining all that and adding that to your tooth, that's what makes a cavity. So it's really important not to brush your teeth 30 minutes after. So you're gonna eat your Cheetos or whatever you're gonna eat. You're gonna wait 30 minutes after that to brush your teeth because the acid in your mouth and all that's going on to make that plaque attack or sugar attack, it's actually eating your enamel. So if it's eating your enamel is going to be so soft that if you brush your teeth, that you can actually lose your enamel. And so that's when the decay can start developing.
The best thing that you can do immediately after eating is drinking water and then also chewing on sugar-free gum, especially if the gum has xylitol. Xylitol is a natural sweetener that you can find in a lot of the sugar-free gums or candies on the market. And the xylitol actually targets that bacteria that specifically causes cavities. So that's something to look for as well.
Do we have any more questions? Okay. If not, actually, I would like to introduce our councilman, Aaron Lowden, and ask him to see if he wants to comment in response to, you know, to mention everyone's general health, to take care, because, you know, whatever we eat, it goes into our mouth, and, you know, it's going to be sugar, anything like that. Sugar, starches, it's going to create plaque in our teeth and, you know, eventually lead to decay. So go ahead, Aaron, if you'd like to say anything. If not, then.
Well, quatsi hopa, kaito hopa to try Josh. Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Aaron Lowden. I'm also serve as the councilman for the Pueblo of Acoma. So I saw Mr. Lewis's invite for requesting for the council and administration's presence, and of course, there's always things going on with all of the moving pieces of tribal government. So, and a lot of our councilmen aren't available throughout the day, and I have the privilege of being able to work from home. So, yeah, thank you all. But I just want to say that I'm just to say thank you, and I'm grateful for all of the organizing that took to get people engaged with this, and thank you to the team that sponsored this, and to the facilitators of this as well. So it's much appreciated, and than having been prepared to say, but for myself, I'm a big portion of like what my work involves is around food sovereignty. Right now, I work for the Indigenous Seakeepers Network, which is under the Native American Food Sovereignty Alliance, which is a pretty large nonprofit building steam and a lot of momentum within the past couple of years now. But yeah, as you all mentioned, just overall for the health of our teeth and our oral health, you know, which you all mentioned, these foods that are fresh and are usually just better for us in their overall health. So definitely just want to recommend and continue to provide to really just emphasize the need for local access to local fresh foods. And that's a big piece of what the former organization I used to work with in Acoma was aimed towards with the Ancestral Lands program. So has also invite a lot of our folks to learn from that space too. We're going to be hosting a garden in our usual space where we grow over years, so everyone can come down and learn. And if there's any projects or any support that you all need with that, more than welcome and more than happy to do anything that you all need for uplifting your work. And also if there's any like presentations you all want me to give around food sovereignty, seed sovereignty, or foods, nutrition, we have a lot of presentations that we've used in the past for all those things. So you're more than welcome to ask and solicit for that from us. But yeah, I just want to say thank you all for the team, and thank you all for putting this together, for the incentives and all of the work that you all are doing. I just want to also put myself out there for at least to support y'all's work. And so thankful for that. But I don't think I have much else to add other than that. But yeah, just really appreciative everybody here.
Thank you, Aaron, for introducing yourself, and thank you for all the work that you've done, and also for serving on our council for Acoma, and for all the work that you go through. And thank you. And same thing for everyone attending. Thank you for joining, and it really means a lot that that it's so simple that you can actually just come out to our presentation just to learn how to take care of your teeth, and also just learn about just some little dietary stuff to know that we the prevention team are looking out for our community, that we want to promote and prevent for everyone's health. We just want to make sure that everyone's taking care of themselves through this pandemic, and that we could get through this.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. And please make sure you don't leave here today without putting your email so we can have a way to contact you. We can offer a local pickup for the electric toothbrushes and other incentives, or we can offer mailing out if you live out of state or if you don't live here locally. So please just make sure you put your email so we can have a way to contact you after this event. And enjoy your evenings, and just thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much again for having us. It's great to have this partnership with you.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for our participants from NAPPR.